Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so excited you're here. I'm honestly, every single time I think about making a video or anything like that, I really just get so excited. So settle in. I've got my cup of tea. Hazel, my dog, is just down here. Um, we just adopted her. A little side note, we just adopted her a couple months back, maybe like 5 or 6 months back. And it's really like having another kid. I kept her in the kennel for a little too long and she tore up her bed. Oh my, it's just so crazy to me because I never thought that I would adopt a dog or like do things that I'm doing, and I'm just like stepping into completely different phase of my life, and it's exciting. So today we're going to talk about letting go, forgiveness, and sort of loving people with a certain detachment. If you like this type of conversation, settle in, grab a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and meet me right now. The more we think about, at least for me, the more I thought about forgiveness, it's like the more resistance I had to it. The more I got confused. I'm like, well, actually, wait a second. What is forgiveness? Because I feel like I've forgiven so many people in my past, and somehow I still have like this gross feeling about it. Like did I do it right? In order to get to that point where you are seeing things from kind of like an eagle eye, you know, from that high of a level. And now she's drinking water. Jeez. In order to do that, many things have to shift into alignment. A lot of what has to happen is you have to do a lot of shadow work in order to clear out the maybe past traumas or anything that is holding you back, any blockages, any obstacle, any self-limiting belief. You have to clear all of that out. And this is a very general idea of how to do it, but this is what happened for me, and hopefully I'm explaining it in the right way, but also the way that makes the most amount of sense for you. So for me, I decided, okay, I'm ready to face my fears. I'm ready to face my shadow side. I started clearing it out. And when you start to clear out any dense, low vibrational frequencies of any kind, be it trauma or anything like that, what you start to notice, of course, is that I started to notice that my vibration skyrocketed from where it was. I was then able to see things from a different perspective, and I was open. It's like it opened a door, it cleaned out the cobwebs, cleaned out, organized everything that was in this room that I just decided at one point to close and just to like not look back into. Excuse me. And now I could see what was going on. I could see what boxes were stacked on top of what boxes maybe in this room, or what I wasn't looking at before. And when I was able to see it for what it was, I was then able to realize and like say to myself, like have empathy for what I thought it was that it actually wasn't. And then I had empathy for myself. It's almost like I was trying to fit a square peg in a round hole. Is that how they say it? Whatever. You know what I mean? And I was like, but I know it goes in here. I know this peg goes in here, but if I just squeeze it, and it just like doesn't work, right? So once I came to that realization, I was then able and open enough to realize and to accept that the way that I was going to potentially let go or forgive this person, this situation, whatever it may be that I was going through at that point in time, was by detaching. And it opened me up for continuing to love the person and show up, because I'm seeing their self-limiting beliefs. I'm seeing what their struggles are, putting myself in their situation, but not attaching myself to what it is that they're going through, because it wasn't mine to hold. It wasn't my journey to go through. And then and only then was I then able to fully understand what forgiving was for me and what that now looked like, what that new reality looked like. And I was then able to like put it into practice. And you know, there's been times where I've been tested, and I realized, because one thing continued to scare me, is the simple fact that like I was like, oh my God, I know this now, and now I'm scared that if I'm in the situation with them again, that maybe I won't be strong enough to push through and detach and love them through detachment. And what does that mean? Like, do I have to not be myself? Do I have to be this tough, like whatever, you know, do I have to have this tough exterior? Do I have to? And I struggled with that for a while. But then what I realized is that when you calm your mind from all the noise, once you've realized something, the one thing that I learned is that nobody can take any of this away from you. The only person that can take it away from you is you, by allowing them to take your power, or to suck you dry energetically. And to give you an example, it would be if you were meeting with them and they were a narcissist and they were creating some kind of story, some sob story, and they fed off of your empathy for them. And if you fell back into the cycle, then that would be you allowing that to happen. And the thing with forgiveness and allowing is that you have to be conscious of it, and there has to be intention behind it every moment. And there has to be a certain level of awareness where you understand that even though you felt at one point in time a specific way about it, that it can no longer exist in this new reality. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And that was my journey, and that's the beginning, the middle, and the end, more or less like where I am now, you know what I mean, with everything. And I can honestly say I've had to put it into practice a few times. You can be who and what you are around those people, around those situations, and still have a level of understanding. Not so much that you become their doormat, obviously, and not so much that you become this like, I'm better than you because I'm awakened type of thing. There has to be some sort of level of leveling out the playing field. Thank you. I just heard leveling out the playing field. Like, there has to be some sort of balance, and that's what I'm trying to create. And it really takes you coming out of your mental cocoon, mental whatever, just whoever you were and whatever those thoughts were and whatever it was that you went through, that you subscribed to, and that it was just, for you, it was written in stone. You have to be able to have that completely crumble in order to be able to be open to see, and then to be able to be open to receive. And it's a process. So that's pretty much how you let go and how you forgive in a nutshell. Like, it's so easy, right? Yeah, you just put this little ingredient in it and this little ingredient in it, and voila, you have a chocolate lava cake, you know? Actually, it sounds really good right about now. So if you have anything to add to this, I encourage you, please write down in the description box below if you've forgiven somebody, how it was for you, what that journey was like for you. I'm actually super curious to hear how you guys have done it, because I think that for the longest time, this concept of forgiving has been super difficult for me to fully encapsulate, even put it into words, theorize it. Is that how they say it? Like, theorize the whole concept, like have it materialize in a way that is digestible. So yeah, I hope that I've helped you guys out in some type of way, and until next time, guys, bye.